End of the world.
Beginning if you can find it in the notes.
The world is focused on a huge presence of being on the media, being on Instagram, being on the socials, keeping up with people and having people keep up with them. And we're constantly still being caged by what we call community guidelines. We can't post this, we can't say this. We're constantly being filtered from still being our natural selves, but we're trying to show as much as we can on social media. But we get around people and we don't set boundaries, and we don't have our own in real life community guidelines on how we communicate with people and the boundaries that we set on what we should and should not say. The sensitivity and the filters. Yeah, there's not really a bar or cap on like the friends. Like there's a lot of friend groups that don't go far or constantly going back and forth and having problems because no community guidelines. Or one friend group gets around another friend group, or two friends bring around mutual friends on both parties, and the blend doesn't really mix because there's no common agreements. It's all personal opinions and what I want to do. There's really no just even space where it can be a community. It becomes a faction war on who messes with who more and what I rather do. And if you don't do what I want to do, then either I'm tearing us all down or I don't want to do it at all.
It's crazy fucking
Just a lack of balance, really.
how social media got community guidelines for us before
Exactly.
people got community guidelines. Shit. Well, since this is a 9, if I can give perspective on what you just mentioned, this being a 9, this being a very humanitarian, let's not even say a year. Let's make this more than just a year. But facts. People like to settle into their safe spaces. People like to fall to and succumb to what they feel is they can be vulnerable and they can justify ignorance in some type of way. Yeah, and then that goes to our lack of response. I feel like that lines up with our lack of responsibilities. And most people rather not have community guidelines. They feel like community guideline makes me have to deal with people's actual personal issues. They have to be responsible for people's personal issues. And shit, that's criminal.
It is criminal. People want to live a YOLO lifestyle and let people pick up the pieces, basically.
And let people pick up the pieces.
That's where most of the karma come from, though. You get to do what you want, which there's no right or wrong. But when you begin to take people down with you, that's when you receive a lot of your karmas.
Factual.
You can't mess with God's children,
Factual.
especially His chosen ones.
Can we even go as far as to say that even the church doesn't have community guidelines?
Interesting.
He said some shit in the group chat. Marvin Sapp saying close the doors. Close the doors for real. Usher, close the doors.
No, Usher. Bro, I was just watching that.
So like, and exactly him going into like, I need thousands of people online watching. There's thousands of people in this sanctuary. I need $20 from everybody, and like he's making it like he was making it a point to like, this is a small seed, and why are you guys? And it costs to be up here. Now it's two sides to that perspective, but it's also it's a community guideline to go to the pew and to give your donations. That's almost a rule when it goes to churches because you have to give back. That's their 10% donation that people feel like they gotta abide by. So, shit, damn, did he make it a point to say like we haven't been doing that enough? Is that what he's mentioning? As far as lacking in the community guideline, I'm just kind of drawing that kind of interpretation. But
enough is a very perspective word when it comes to that because there's a lot of people that are giving everything versus some people that got pensions and retirements and Social Security that can give as much as they feel like giving, 10% or not.
10% or not.
Some people's 10% is their dinner. So how can you tell someone what's enough? Like, what if everybody decide to give 25, 50 cents every Sunday? Y'all gonna have some issues with the people that are coming in your church.
That shit was definitely grimy. I ain't gonna call it grimy.
Oh, it's crazy because I've been to church and then you go to the bathroom, you walk out and the usher like where you coming from? and not opening the door. Like I know what that's like. Like
Where you going?
you become real second rate in a church.
Very, very oligarchic. A church is very oligarchic. It's a very much so oligarch. And I'm like, that shit just felt like, I don't know, but like a community garden. And to draw that shit, damn, now we be speaking about it. Schools. Damn, we even talking about them. That's crazy you even bring this up. Damn.
All three the communities of indoctrination.
Mm-hmm.
The church is the indoctrination for women.
Mm-hmm.
Prison has been indoctrination for our males and our fathers. And the schools, indoctrination for our children and our babies.
Our fucking babies.
All community guidelines that we have to follow, but have set none for our own lives and our own free will.
Bro. I feel like almost everybody can break the rules until you get caught breaking them.